Leave Jay, you want to come work with me as your second employer. You say, Bruce, I'd love to come work with you. Jay was sort of cheap. He gave me a claims-based policy. It's going to cost 50 grand. Now, under state law, virtually every state you're required to have professional liability insurance in place. You can't roll the dice and say, my patients are going to love me, they're never going to sue me. For public policy reasons, virtually every state is required a certain level of insurance, so God forbid, when there is the bad outcome, patients have some accountability to get it. So your insurance could cost 50 grand. I say, don't worry about it, not a big deal. You're the best physician I've ever found. Just tell me where to write the check. I'll write the check and I'll get you a contract. Look forward to seeing you. If I say that, let's not negotiate about too many other things. Because I'm giving you a $50,000 present right there, because I don't have to pay for that. What I'm likely going to say, instead of just tell me where to write the check, the best physician I've ever found, is, that's a conundrum. Let me introduce you to my local bank. We have a great relationship with them. I'm sure they can give you a low interest loan to pay off the tail policy, because the insurance companies aren't done. They don't want to wait for the hypothetical lawsuit to get filed. They want the payment as of April 30th, your last day of work, and they'll give you some window of time to pay it off. So you could get a $50,000 loan. Or I might say, listen, I was originally going to offer you a 2-year contract. Here's what I'm going to do. I will offer you a 5-year contract. I will pay the 50 grand up front. You have to work with me for the next 5 years. If you leave for any reason before the 5 years are up, you owe me back the balance. I'm going to amortize it on an annual basis. After year 1, I'll forgive $10,000. After year 2, forgive $20,000. You're now working for me for 5 years, which may not have been part of your brand plan. Or I might say, listen, I was prepared to offer you a salary of $180,000. I'm a business where, even though I'm a large nonprofit organization, I'm a business too. So instead of offering you a salary of $180 in year 1, I'm going to offer you a salary of $130 in year 1. And then in year 2, I'll bump you back up to $180 because that first year I need to pay you your 50 grand tail policy costs. So innocuous language in your employment contract. Employer shall pay for employees' professional liability insurance, period. Don't check the dot and say, I'm great, I'm in good shape, I don't need to worry about it. You need to think about, is it an occurrence policy? If it switches from an occurrence to a claims policy at some point, who pays for the tail and under what circumstances? I don't see any of you stuck in what I call a golden handcuff situation, where you can't afford to leave job number 1 to go to job number 2, because you can't afford to pay for that tail, and no subsequent employer is going to pay that tail for you. And this is going to follow you throughout your entire career. This is not just your first job. If any of you are moonlighting elsewhere, and you're keeping the money for that extra moonlighting you're doing, check the policy, because if I'm your main employer, I don't want to pay you to go to work a hospital shift someplace else, or go work in an urgent care center, and you keep the $1,500 they pay, and I don't get any of that money. So understand the ramifications of professional liability insurance. It's an expensive way to get tripped up. So we talked about a couple of different things. We'll see if I can remember them all in my head. Compensation, term and termination, the details of the contract, the non-compete, professional liability insurance. 5 big things to think about in your contract. This will apply from your first job to your 20th job, whether you're on this side of the table or you're sitting on my side of the table as a prospective employer, in terms of things you need to think about. So there's a lot of information in the back of the book. There's a lot more stuff we can cover, a lot more detail. It's an exciting time for you. It's an exhilarating time for you. Think about it like the dating game. And I know it sounds silly, but think about it like the dating game. The employer says, here's the contract everybody signs. Just sign right now. If any of you are married, how many of you got married on your first date? Maybe if you were in Vegas, you may not always last. So take the contract back, say, this is a really exciting opportunity. Let me go think about it and talk to my significant other, if you have a significant other. It's a really important decision for me. If I'm the employer, I don't want to be interviewing year-round. It's a pain in the neck for me. It's disruptive. You all see in your own institutions, when somebody new comes in, they devote a half day of time, there's extra meetings about it. It's a disruptive process. If I see you're a physician I want to hire, I want to make you an offer and hire you. So what I might say to you is, listen, here's my offer. If you don't give it back to me within a month, I'm going to rescind the offer, because then I'm going to offer it to you, because I have other great candidates who I'd like to hire. So when the contract offers start coming in, know what's going on in the world in terms of what the fair asks are. Understand how you can best negotiate the flexibility in terms of the things that you would want. Prioritize what's most important for you, and use that to your advantage. And call the other employers you're talking to. Hey, I got a job offer, haven't heard from you yet. Is there a sense when you think you'd be prepared to make me an offer, or shake the tree a little bit? Or somebody else is giving you an offer, put no pressure on you, say, hey, I've gotten another offer. They're offering me A, B, and C. I recognize you may not be able to give me each of A, B, and C, but if you can give me A, and B, and D, and maybe E and F, I would love to come work with you. Understand supply and demand. You know, there's an old expression, pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. You can be a little piggish in this process. Not a lot piggish, a little piggish. in terms of making sure that you're getting treated fairly and equitably in terms of what you do. The last thing I'll leave with in terms of another important thing